We often hear the phrase, act as though you are superior to others, and at first glance, it might seem to suggest arrogance or disdain. However, I would urge you to reconsider this perspective, for there is a deeper truth embedded in these words that, when properly understood, can lead to a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Let us begin with a simple yet profound idea: the power of self-respect. True superiority does not arise from an inflated sense of self-worth, but from an inner confidence rooted in knowing who you are and what you stand for. It is a matter of personal excellence, an internal pursuit that demands discipline, integrity, and the continual desire to better oneself. To act superior is not to cast aside others, but to rise above one's own weaknesses and flaws. It is the recognition that you are worthy of the best, and thus you set your standards high. In this journey, we must also recognize that humility is the key to true leadership. Those who lead without seeking attention, who guide without dominating, embody the essence of superiority. True superiority manifests in wisdom, in making decisions not to win accolades but to elevate those around you. The superior person does not command from a place of pride, but from an inner strength that allows them to guide others with compassion and dignity. Their actions speak louder than their words. Their example is the real proof of their strength. But be wary, for there is a dangerous temptation to confuse superiority with arrogance. Arrogance is the attempt to place oneself above others, to highlight one's superiority in ways that degrade or belittle those around us. This is not the superiority we seek. True superiority does not look down on others, it rises above the need for comparison. It is rooted in the quiet confidence that comes with knowing that one is capable of great things, but does not need to boast about it. It is in the grace to see others as equals, even while pursuing excellence. To act superior means to live according to higher principles, to rise above what is common, to behave in a manner that reflects wisdom, kindness, and strength. It is an inner journey, not an outward show. As you strive to embody this concept, remember that the only real competition lies within yourself. The superior individual is one who seeks continual growth, never satisfied with mediocrity, always striving to be the best version of themselves. When you hear the phrase "act like you are superior," think not of domination or triumph over others, but of rising above the ordinary, of living with a sense of purpose and dignity that will naturally inspire and uplift those around you. True superiority is not in comparison, it is in transformation. The power of self-respect is a fundamental aspect of personal growth and development, one that forms the cornerstone of true superiority. It is often misunderstood as mere self-esteem or confidence, but self-respect is something deeper and more lasting. It is an internal sense of worth that arises from a consistent alignment of one's actions, values, and beliefs. This sense of self-respect allows individuals to carry themselves with dignity, to face challenges with resolve, and to rise above the pettiness of comparison with others. Unlike pride, which depends on external validation, self-respect is entirely self-contained. It comes from within, from a deep understanding of one's own potential and worth. To act as though you are superior to others begins with this concept of self-respect. A person who respects themselves will hold themselves to a higher standard, not out of arrogance, but out of a quiet recognition that they are capable of great things. They will not settle for mediocrity because they know that they are capable of more. When you respect yourself, you demand the best from yourself, not because you want to outshine others, but because you are aware of your potential and the obligation you have to yourself to cultivate it. This self-awareness is the foundation upon which true superiority rests. It enables you to aim for excellence without needing external affirmation. It's about knowing that you are worthy of success, worthy of respect, and worthy of living in a way that reflects your highest ideals. This respect for oneself does not mean self-centeredness or isolation. In fact, self-respect strengthens your ability to interact with others in a meaningful way. When you respect yourself, you are less likely to engage in behaviors that seek approval from others and more likely to act in ways that are aligned with your personal values. Your relationships, too, will be shaped by this self-respect. You will not accept mistreatment or compromise your own integrity for the sake of others' approval. Instead, you will attract relationships that reflect mutual respect and shared values. People who respect themselves naturally tend to attract others who do the same, creating a circle of individuals who uplift and inspire each other rather than tear each other down. Self-respect also enables resilience. In life, setbacks and challenges are inevitable. A person with self-respect does not view failure as an insurmountable obstacle, but as an opportunity to learn and grow. They understand that mistakes are part of the journey and do not define their worth. Self-respect allows individuals to persevere in the face of adversity because they trust in their own ability to overcome difficulties. When someone acts superior in this way, they do so not from a place of invincibility, but from a firm belief that they have the strength, wisdom, and capacity to navigate life's obstacles with grace. They approach challenges with an attitude of dignity, knowing that failure is not a reflection of their worth but an opportunity for self-improvement. In the pursuit of excellence, self-respect encourages a continual striving for improvement. It propels individuals to refine their skills, expand their knowledge, and develop their character. However, this drive is not rooted in the desire to surpass others, but in the desire to surpass one's former self. The superior person, in this sense, does not compete against others, but seeks to become the best version of themselves. This internal competition fosters a sense of fulfillment that transcends external recognition. When you act superior because of self-respect, the motivation is intrinsic. It is the personal joy and satisfaction of growing into someone who is consistently improving and evolving. Self-respect requires a strong moral compass. It means holding yourself accountable to a standard of integrity and honor, even when no one is watching. When you act superior based on self-respect, it is because you adhere to a set of principles that govern your life, regardless of the circumstances. You do what is right, not because it is easy, but because it aligns with your values. This is not about looking down on others who may fail to meet these same standards, but about setting an example through your own conduct. The superior person does not flaunt their values, they live them in such a way that their actions naturally inspire others to elevate their own behavior. True superiority is also rooted in the recognition that every individual has inherent value. Acting as though you are superior does not mean believing you are inherently better than others, but that you acknowledge your own worth while respecting the worth of others. This mindset helps to avoid the trap of arrogance, as it is not about diminishing others in order to lift oneself up. Instead, it is about developing the capacity to act with strength and confidence, while treating others with kindness and understanding. Self-respect enables this balance, because it instills the belief that you do not need to diminish others to affirm your own value. Humility is often seen as a quality that contrasts with superiority, yet the two are not opposites. In fact, true superiority is inextricably linked to humility. The superior individual is not one who boasts about their accomplishments, flaunts their advantages, or seeks to dominate others. Rather, their superiority is grounded in a quiet, inner strength that does not need to be proclaimed, but is demonstrated through actions, wisdom, and grace. Humility allows a person to recognize their own limitations, acknowledge the contributions of others, and lead without the need for control or recognition. This form of humility is not weakness, but a sign of strength, one that enables true leadership and fosters an environment in which others can thrive. Humility is an essential trait of leadership because it allows the superior person to lead by example, not by force. True leaders are not those who demand respect, but those who earn it through their actions and decisions. The superior person leads with clarity and conviction, but never in a way that seeks to belittle or intimidate. They recognize that their role as a leader is not to elevate themselves, but to elevate others. This mindset fosters a sense of trust and cooperation among those they lead, as they do not rely on authoritarian measures but on mutual respect and understanding. Humility in leadership means being willing to listen to others, acknowledge their input, and make decisions that benefit the collective, rather than acting out of personal gain or ego. A key component of humility in leadership is the ability to remain grounded in the face of success. It is easy to become consumed by one's accomplishments and to develop a sense of entitlement or superiority over others. However, the truly superior individual understands that success is often the result of a combination of factors: effort, opportunity, timing, and even the support of others. A humble leader does not take full credit for their success, but instead recognizes the contributions of their team, their mentors, and those who have helped them along the way. This humility prevents them from becoming arrogant and allows them to remain focused on what truly matters: the well-being and progress of those they lead. Humility encourages the superior individual to approach challenges with a mindset of growth and learning. No matter how successful or accomplished a person may be, there is always more to learn, and humility allows for this continual development. A humble individual is open to feedback, willing to accept criticism, and eager to improve. They do not view failure or setbacks as signs of inadequacy, but as opportunities for growth. In this sense, humility is not about downplaying one's abilities or achievements, but about recognizing that one is always a work in progress. The superior person in this context is someone who is constantly striving to better themselves, understanding that they are never above the process of learning. Humility enables the superior individual to see the worth in others, regardless of their status or position. The truly superior person does not look down on others or judge them based on their achievements or failures. Instead, they recognize the inherent value in all people and treat them with respect and kindness. This level of humility helps to build strong, supportive relationships, as the superior person does not seek to elevate themselves at the expense of others. They understand that each individual has their own strengths, challenges, and contributions to offer. In this way, true superiority is not about isolating oneself at the top, but about fostering a sense of unity and mutual respect. Humility enables the superior person to see the potential in others, to encourage their growth, and to provide guidance without a sense of superiority. A further aspect of humility is the ability to accept that others may be more skilled or knowledgeable in certain areas. The superior individual does not feel threatened by the talents or success of others, but rather welcomes the opportunity to learn from them. This willingness to acknowledge the expertise of others is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength. It shows that the individual is secure enough in their own abilities to recognize and celebrate the abilities of others. True superiority does not come from being the best at everything, but from the ability to recognize and appreciate the strengths of others and to learn from them. This humility fosters collaboration, as the superior individual is open to working with others and sharing knowledge to achieve a common goal. Humility allows the superior person to remain adaptable and flexible. Life is unpredictable, and success often requires the ability to change course, to adapt to new circumstances, and to make adjustments based on new information. A humble person is willing to admit when they are wrong, to change their approach when necessary, and to seek help when needed. This flexibility is a key aspect of true leadership, as it allows the superior person to navigate challenges effectively without being bound by rigid ideas or prideful resistance to change. Humility serves as a stabilizing force that keeps the superior individual focused on what is truly important: growth, integrity, and service to others. Humility helps prevent the negative traits of arrogance, selfishness, and isolation that often accompany a false sense of superiority. The truly superior individual leads with humility because they understand that their power comes not from dominating others, but from uplifting them. They lead with a sense of purpose, guided by a belief that their role is to serve others and to make the world around them a better place. In this way, humility is not only an essential trait of true superiority, but also the driving force behind effective leadership and personal fulfillment. True superiority is not about flaunting one's advantages or achievements in a way that diminishes others. The danger of arrogance lies in the belief that one's worth is inherently tied to outshining those around them, a misconception that leads to toxic behaviors and self-destructive tendencies. Arrogance, in its essence, is an inflated sense of self-importance that disregards the value of others, assuming that superiority is achieved by belittling or dominating them. This attitude not only isolates the individual, but also weakens their capacity for true greatness. Genuine superiority is founded on a mindset that recognizes the inherent worth of all people, while striving for self-improvement without the need for constant comparison or validation from others. It is about rising above the petty urge to compete with or look down on others, focusing instead on personal growth and integrity. Arrogance can often mask deep insecurities. The individual who constantly seeks to assert their superiority over others may do so out of a need to compensate for feelings of inadequacy or fear of being seen as weak. Rather than building their confidence through authentic achievements or self-improvement, they attempt to elevate themselves by demeaning those around them. This not only undermines the relationships they build, but also prevents them from growing in meaningful ways. The truly superior individual understands that their worth is not dependent on how they compare to others. Their sense of self comes from their values, principles, and actions, not from the need to dominate or overshadow those around them. True superiority comes from a deep-seated confidence that is rooted in self-respect, not the need for external affirmation. The essence of superiority, in its purest form, is the ability to maintain a sense of humility and equanimity even when success or recognition comes their way. Instead of flaunting achievements or boasting about their capabilities, the superior person remains grounded, letting their actions speak louder than their words. When one behaves with humility and quiet confidence, others are naturally drawn to them, respecting them not out of fear or intimidation, but because they genuinely admire the integrity and strength that person exhibits. Arrogance, on the other hand, often creates a wall between individuals, fostering distrust and resentment. It builds barriers, not bridges, and isolates the arrogant person from those who might otherwise provide valuable feedback, support, or collaboration. True superiority allows the individual to rise above the competitive, win-at-all-costs mentality that often fuels arrogance. Rather than viewing others as competitors to be beaten, the superior person views everyone as potential allies and equals. Their success is not defined by how many people they can surpass, but by their ability to excel and inspire others along the way. This perspective fosters a sense of community and cooperation, where success is celebrated collectively rather than at the expense of others. When the superior person succeeds, they do not see it as a victory over someone else, but rather as a personal accomplishment that reflects their hard work and growth. They do not take pleasure in seeing others fail, but in seeing others rise to their own potential. True superiority demands an ongoing commitment to self-reflection and self-awareness. The individual who is constantly concerned with showing how much better they are than others often overlooks their own flaws and limitations. They become blind to their own need for growth and development, unable to confront the areas where they may need to improve. This lack of self-awareness can lead to stagnation, as the individual becomes focused solely on their external image rather than their internal development. On the other hand, the superior person, grounded in humility, is always seeking to better themselves. They acknowledge their weaknesses, learn from their mistakes, and strive to become a more complete version of themselves. They understand that true superiority is a continual process of self-improvement, not a final destination to be reached at the expense of others. One of the most insidious aspects of arrogance is that it distorts relationships and prevents the individual from forming genuine, meaningful connections. Arrogance fosters an environment of competition where every interaction is viewed through the lens of who is more important, more successful, or more powerful. This creates an unhealthy dynamic where individuals either feel the need to constantly prove themselves or resign themselves to being inferior. True superiority, in contrast, cultivates an atmosphere of mutual respect and understanding. The superior person sees the value in others, recognizes their contributions, and builds relationships based on authenticity rather than status. This approach to relationships fosters trust, cooperation, and a shared sense of purpose. The superior individual, who is free from arrogance, does not fear the success of others. They do not feel threatened by those who are talented or successful in different ways. Instead, they are able to celebrate the achievements of others and learn from them. This open-mindedness and generosity of spirit are hallmarks of true superiority. It demonstrates an understanding that there is room for everyone to succeed, and that one person's victory does not diminish another's. In fact, it can serve as an inspiration to others to reach their own potential. The absence of arrogance also allows the superior individual to be more empathetic and compassionate. When one is not consumed by the desire to assert their superiority, they are better able to understand the struggles and experiences of others. They can offer support and guidance without judgment, recognizing that everyone is on their own journey and facing their own challenges. This empathy builds stronger, more supportive relationships where people feel valued for who they are, not what they can offer in comparison to others. True superiority is therefore not about putting others down, but about rising above the need for comparison and competition. It is about cultivating a sense of self that is rooted in authenticity, integrity, and a commitment to personal growth. It is a superiority that is marked by humility, kindness, and the ability to see the worth in others. It is an internal strength that does not need to be flaunted but is reflected in every action, word, and relationship. The superior person knows that their value does not come from defeating others, but from the way they lift others up along their own journey.